नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। महर्षि कपिलाचार्य कृतज्ञो मेदिनी पतिः त्रिपदस्थिशाध्यक्षो महाशृंगः कृतान्तकृत। महर्षि कपिलाचार्य we saw कृतज्ञो. Kritajnaḥ, Adi Shankara says, Jna means one who knows. Kritajnaḥ, one who knows creation. All creation is known. Parasar Bhattar says Kritajnaḥ is the Lord who remembers only the good deeds done by his devotees. He does not keep in mind the errors committed by those who are devoted to him. And he is beholden for the good deeds done by his devotees. Kritajnaḥ. There he gives, Parasar Bhattar gives the example of Kapila Muni, who, and the reference is reference in Ramayana. What exactly happens? I'll tell you that, then we'll proceed. Ramayana has got Rama as a young boy going along, Rama and Lakshmana going along with Vishwamitra from the court of Dasharatha when he takes them for overcoming the Tataka, the evil of Tataka and Maricha, etc. And there he tells them stories on the way, among other things. So he's telling them the story of how the Ganges was brought when they are near the Ganges, how it came to the earth. He starts with the story of Sagara. So Sagara, he has two wives. One is Keshini and one is Sumati. They don't have children. He's a king. So he does great tapasya, and God is pleased and gives a boon that one of your wives will have 60,000 children and one will have one. So they say, which one? So he says, you decide. The two of you can decide which is the one who's going to have 60,000, which is the one who's going to have one. The elder wife says, I'll be the one to have one, kind of thing. And the younger one will have 60,000. So thus it happens that she has one, but the 60,000 actually she gives birth not in 60,000 times. Like Gandhari gave birth to 100, how? Through one which was split into 100. Similarly, she gives birth to one fetus or pre-fetus, which is then using methods of science of those days, split into 60,000 and test tube babied in some form, and they are born. Now there we are, the children are all there. The one fellow, he doesn't show signs of great goodness. He is seen to be abusive and he shows signs of cruelty and all that. The 60,000 are fine people. This one fellow, however, has a son called Asamanjan, who is a fine guy. I think so, yeah. Now, Sagara is advised to perform a great Ashwamedha Yajna. And he performs a great Ashwamedha Yajna properly. And finally the horse, just before the final ritual is to take place, Indra comes, quietly steals the horse and whisks it away somewhere, nobody knows where. And all the Ritviks who are there in Yajna say, unless the horse is brought back and the ritual completed, there is great harm. Now the king has taken Diksha, he has tied it, he has taken Sankalpa, so he cannot go to get the horses himself. He has to wait here in the Yajñashala. And so he asked his 60,000 sons to go, search all over the earth, bring the horse back. Each of you take one yojana, search, dig, and somehow find it. So the 60,000 is huge. So they covered everywhere part of the earth. They dug the earth up. The earth was in great trouble because these people are going on digging it. However, they had a mission to do, so they were doing that. And at some stage, they actually came across the elephants, Diggajas, which were bearing the earth. And then finally, in the northeastern Ishana Konam of wherever they are searching, they suddenly spotted the horse below. And next to that was Kapila Muni, Kapilacharya. So these people thought that Kapilacharya is the one who stolen the horse. That man was bearing the earth. It's Vishnu. So he is sitting just in abiding, and these people think he has done that, and they come, and 60,000 of them, a huge mob, so to say, shouting and attacking. He is slightly disturbed from his abidance, and he looks at them and he kind of does a hunkara. By his hunkara, all 60,000 of them are completely burnt to ashes. Done. They are still waiting out there for the horse to be brought, and these 60,000 have been converted to fertilizer. Then Father Sagara sends Asavanjan, saying, you go look. Asavanjan goes, he's a good guy, noble. He goes, follows, and he also comes across the elephants which are holding up. Elephants tell him that your mission will be successful, don't worry, you go. So he sees all the elephants, then he goes and he finds that Kapila Muni is there, horse is there, and all these ashes around. Then he goes and prays to Kapila Muni, and Kapila Muni is pleased with him and says, you can take the horse. So in this context only, Kritajnaḥ, Parasar Bhattar says, then when Anshuman came, Anshuman when he came, Kapila Muni did not keep in mind the offense committed by his uncles, so to say. He was very pleased, and he was happy to extend all his compassion. That is Kritajnaḥ, Kapila Muni, he says. Now anyway, let us complete this story. So he brings the horse back, and Sagara is able to complete properly the Ashwamedha Yajna. But 60,000 sons have perished without any samskara being done for them. What is to be done? They say, find that the only way anything can be done if the waters of Ganga which is a heavenly river, it is not on earth, by bathing them, the ashes with it. Sagara is not able to do anything about it. His son is not able to do anything about it. I don't know whether his son, I think, is Dileepa, I am not sure. No. But Sagara's son is Sagara's son's son. Anshuman not able to do anything about it. I think Anshuman's son is Dileepa, if I am not mistaken. Dileepa is not able to do anything about it. He also tried.
Dileepa's son is Bhagiratha.
Then is Bhagiratha. So several generations, they have tried, nothing can be done. Then Bhagirath does that terrific penance. And finally Brahma is pleased and says, Ganga can be brought, but if she will come with such a force from the heavens, the only way earth can bear it is if Lord Shiva happens to bear the force with which he comes. So now in order to please Lord Shiva in Gokarna, he's in Gokarna, and he does even another few thousand years of penance like that, without eating, standing on one foot, on toe, etc. Finally Lord Shiva is pleased, and he says, I will do it. Then the story goes that Ganga is a haughty lady. She thinks, what is this Shiva, and let me see how he can bear my force and all that. So she comes down with a thunder from the heavens, and Lord Shiva receives her in the matted locks, and she disappears in the matted locks. She's there, stuck there. No, Bhagirath has got a new project now. So first from Brahma, then Brahma to Shiva, now to Shiva, he prays and does penance that he must release Ganga. Then he lets Ganga out like a trickle, and then Sagara requests her to follow him, and he's in his chariot, he rushes towards, and she follows him, and that's beautifully described in Ramayana. We are only seeing a small picture of it. Just the way Ganga comes, how she goes down the Himalaya, splits into three. That's why she got Tripathaga. One side goes, they say, is what becomes Sindhu, the Indus River, goes on the western side of India. The other side, which goes towards the eastern side of India, continues to be called Ganga. Now, that's called Brahmaputra, the eastern side. And the one that goes south, rushing behind Bhagirath, is Ganga. And she also splits, into 6 and 7, all that, Bhagirathi, etc. also she's called. But there are three main. Ganga herself has got some 7 tributaries, something like that. So all that is explained, how the way she comes behind Bhagirath, turning, zigzagging, rushing, going up into the sky, falling, going to waterfalls. Very beautifully described. The way Ganga rushes behind Bhagirath, and all the gods and all the sages, all the rishis, the word is out. Ganga has come. So they are all rushing to Ganga to bathe in its water, somehow get one drop of it, and all that kind of thing. And she goes and disturbs the hermitage of Rishi Janhu. Rishi Janhu, upset, he just drinks up the entire Ganga. Then again Bhagirath has to say we have to release and all that, and he lets her out through his ear. So he lets her out through his ear, so she is called Jahnavi. Then he rushes towards another world, and she goes after him, behind him, etc. And then finally reaches there, and she bathes the 60,000, their entire ashes, and they are all now released, and they go to heaven. This is the general story of how the Ganga is brought to the earth, and Brahmana has got a nice Phalashruti, that those who tell the story to others, their forefathers will be greatly pleased and released, and those who listen to it as well, their forefathers will be greatly pleased and they will be released, kind of thing. In fact, there is a tradition in our in India, in South India especially, that when the Shraddham is done for the forefathers, then when the Brahmanas are eating, the Vaidikas are eating, at that time, these 3 sargas of Ramayana, which are related to Ganga's descent on earth and going to the sea, is chanted, and they hear it and they eat. So Kṛtāntakṛt, in that we went off into this. Medini Patihi. Medini Patihi means Lord of the earth. Medini is Lord, earth. Tripada we saw. No, we didn't. Tripada. One is Trivikrama again, 3-stepped. The other is Kapila Muni is the one who developed Sankhya Yoga. No, there are 3 tattvas he explains there. One is Bhokta, one is Bhogya, and one is Niyanta. Niyanta is Ishvara. The enjoyer, the enjoyed, and Ishvara. These are the 3 primary tattvas that he talks about. So it's Tripada. The next 4 namas or for Varaha Avataram, says Bhattar. Tridashadhyaksha is the first one. Tridashadhyaksha, Adi Shankara says Tridashadhyaksha means the Lord of the three states. What are the three states? Three dasha, adhyaksha. What are the three states? Waking, dreaming, deep sleep. Parasara Bhattar says Tridasha is the Devas. He is their savior during Pralaya. Therefore is Tridashadhyaksha. Mahashringa means horn. Shringagiri means horn hill. Right? Mahashringa means of great horn. The great horn is Varaha Avataram. He has got that horn. Is Varaha. Kṛtāntakṛt. Kṛtāntakṛt is destroyer of death, says Bhagavad-pada. Or the withdrawer of the universe, says Bhagavad-pada. Parasara Bhattar says Kṛtāntakṛt is Varaha Avataram because he killed Hiranyakshan, who was Sakshat Yama himself. So, the destroyer of death here, in this context, the destroyer of Hiranyaksha is Varaha Avataram. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye.